So I was just tired all day long. I would drink caffeine, never quite feel like I was awake. And then short-term memory was always an issue. Just getting through the day could be very problematic, especially since I'm a server and a bartender. It's pretty demanding, so you need to be energetic. Some people are just groggy. Some people are just tired. Some people that get cranky. Okay, fine. In my case, this physical condition led to a misdiagnosis, not a medical misdiagnosis, a psychiatric one. 30 years of my life gone because people weren't looking for this stuff. My first name's Andrew. I've been a patient of pain and sleep therapy through Pike Creek Dental for about 4 years now. The doctor basically was showing me that I was grinding my teeth down here and here. He said, hey, I think you might have sleep apnea. Gave me a sleep test and then ended up convincing me to get treatment. Basically, I ground down 2 teeth. My sleep was never right, and it ended up changing once I finally got some treatment by Dr. Robinson. He had a very thorough examination process. So he checked out everything. They bring you in, they do a full MRI scan on your head, and he was able to show me everything that was going on. Number one, I had a short tongue, just a genetic thing, runs in the family. My mom had one. She got hers fixed when I was 6. I never got looked at for it whatsoever. They showed me like the indents on my tongue I'd had my whole life were from having a short tongue and that tongue being braced against the teeth while you're asleep. He also showed me I was getting arthritis in both of my T and J joints at the jaw, when the jaw meets the neck and the skull. So it was pretty intense. He also showed me I had a good airway, so that was nice. I guess that was making up for things during the day when I actually could breathe. But basically what he told me was that because of this short tongue, I wasn't able to extend my tongue up while I slept. So in essence, I was choking myself with my own tongue and grinding my teeth just to kind of keep a sealed airway, which you're supposed to have. When you breathe in through your nose, it's supposed to go right into your lungs. In my case, it was just being held back by my own tongue, so I would have the apneas. So the fix for that is to get a frenectomy, which is basically the band that holds your tongue to the bottom portion of your jaw, to the floor of your mouth. You cut that back and back and back and back as far as you possibly can. But it wasn't just hey, we're gonna do this and your life's gonna be better. They also put you through therapy. They talk to you about things you might need to do. They give you exercises to take home with you, so once the surgery's over, you can actually use your tongue properly, eat, talk, sip on a cup of coffee. So he was extremely thorough. They walk you through every single bit of the process, which I love. One day after post-op, everything was fine. I was able to talk and eat and sleep perfectly well. In fact, it was the best sleep of my life. Like, all of a sudden I go from sleeping 9 hours and still feeling groggy to 6 and feeling just fine, which is pretty incredible. 30 years ago, I started having depression, 10 years old, little kid, 4th grader. By the time I'm 12, I'm going to get tested for ADHD. They say you have ADHD. They put me on Ritalin. So by 13, that wasn't working anymore. Now I'm on Dexedrine, then I'm on Prozac, then I'm on Depakote. I quit the Depakote. They diagnosed me as bipolar. That doesn't work. I break down first week of 1996. I got checked into a mental institution right down the road here. It's called Meadowwood. And then I have schizophrenia, allegedly. And basically, most of my teen years were spent on and off different psychiatric medications. 5 years ago, 2017, I start feeling a little off. I start feeling a little paranoid. It's weird. I don't want to backslide, as they say, into, this state of mind, Get diagnosed, so you've got borderline personality disorder with schizotypal features, which basically means you're on the outer edge of schizophrenia. It's an onset disease. So go through all of that. I get this frenectomy. All of those issues start to go away. My sleep improves, my mental health improves, I get calmer, my short-term memory improves. I went back this past year just to get a check, to see if this really was the cause of all those issues, this sleep apnea issue, if that had led me down a path, basically of insanity and medical mistreatment. So I go in, I fill out a questionnaire to the same people that did my psychological exam back in 2017. Fill out a questionnaire, make an appointment, have a 1-hour interview with a psychologist. She goes through everything. We talk about how are you feeling, what's your sleep like, what's your family life like, are you feeling this way that you used to? And I was truthful with her. I said no, really there was nothing to report. She sends me back, an evaluation. some evaluation paperwork, after telling me there's no justification for a full psychological exam. She can't justify it to an insurance company because there's nothing there. I said, am I neurotypical now? Which is the term they use instead of normal. Yes, you're neurotypical. I get the report back. It says major depressive disorder in remission. 30 years of my life gone because people weren't looking for this stuff. And now I get to know what it's like to be like most of everyone else. It's night and day. It's heavenly. And I've done a lot of research on this stuff too. Say the military, Veterans Affairs. They did an observational study. They compared two groups, sleep apnea, non-sleep apnea. In the sleep apnea group, all the major affective disorders, depression, ADHD, bipolar, schizophrenia, etc., they double in the sleep apnea group, all the way down. It's insane. I've thought to myself about this and what I'm going to say here today. And basically, a $1,700 procedure was life-changing for me at 36. Took me from a place where maybe, I don't know what would have happened. I don't know if I would have been back on medicines. It quite frankly didn't work because I didn't have that condition for schizophrenia or bipolar or ADHD. This procedure is the difference between, for me, sanity in a normal life or insanity and degrading. So